And we are live, and we are sitting two people here smiling our faces off because this is an amazing story. First of all, welcome, Bram, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you,
Bram
Steve.
from the fields. I looked it up. So anyway, no, no, because it's a cool name, from the fields.
Yeah, that's something that is with me since high school.
Amazing. But what is extraordinary here and why we're smiling our asses off is because we haven't seen each other for a very, very long time, I would say. 2 years, a little bit more than 2 years ago, we met through a LinkedIn connection, actually, who introduced
Yep.
us. And Bram was on a big spree on creating actually a fantastic podcast called Sound of Sales. And I was, I guess, one of the lucky ones who made the leap to have the courtesy and fun talking to you. We had a great session, I think.
Yeah, it
And
was.
why we're sitting here today, because now the tables are turned. And the tables are turned because you've had an extraordinary couple of last 2 years, I would say. And I would like to inspire as many people as I possibly can. So what happened to you? And don't worry, that's not the first question. If you could introduce yourself with your own words, who is Bram from the fields?
Oh wow. So it's nice to be here, and it's nice that I can be on the podcast. I missed it actually, so I had to look for my microphone as well.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I did find it, but I didn't find the holder for it, so I'm just holding it in my hands. But
See what
yeah,
I
anyway.
have. I got it all.
Yeah, well, yeah, don't make me jealous. So yeah, who am I? I think I'm someone who's trying to build business, and yeah, tried it a few times in the past. I was luckily able to sell one last year, and currently, yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you for that. And yeah, currently I'm doing all sort of stuff. So I'm of course still at that company. I like it there. It's like a nice challenge. And besides that, I'm doing all sorts of other stuff. We
Nice,
surely can get to that as well.
nice. I have one very important question I always ask Rosman founders. How, why, when did you become an entrepreneur?
Oh,
I can
I'll
say
take
I
you
can say it
back
fast.
to
How, why, when did you become an entrepreneur? No, I'm joking.
yeah. I have to take you back to when I was 14 years old, actually.
Yeah.
We were with so I was a musician at the time. I was playing some music in a
What do you
band.
play?
Like we were all sorry.
What do you play?
So I was the lead singer and guitarist, and now I also play the drums and some other stuff and some producing. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, we were then in a band, like 14 years old, all super rock and roll, of course. But we were three people, and we thought like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we like organize a concert? And that's how it started. So in every year in someone's backyard, we just gave our own concert, and we invited some friends, and they could stay over in a tent and whatnot. And then there was a barbecue for the parents. But it soon evolved into a festival. It still exists today. We're not involved anymore. We gave it to the next generation, so to say. But yeah, we started organizing a festival. So when we were, I think 16 was the first. I think that was one of the first bigger editions, and then now I think we're almost at 15 editions now. So that's how it started. But my first startup, like in tech, that I started in university.
So what did you study?
Um,
Or sorry,
So
where did you drink your beers?
yeah, I drank them at the bowling alley. But yeah, I studied a lot of stuff. Like in high school, I studied informatics, coding, and then I was sick of that, so I enrolled in I enrolled in a programming course for uni. But on the introduction day, I was like, "Whoa, this is boring!" So I immediately unenrolled myself from that. And then I went to study economics, more like retail economics, but that was also like not my thing. Then I went on. I was like, yeah, I did like analytics and I did like finance. So I thought like, hey, let's do. Why don't we get a PhD? The only detail was I was missing a master's degree. So I then found in the bylaws of the university that you can also get an exemption from the master degree if you find someone willing to promote you and if you succeed for some postgraduate courses. So I was able to achieve that. They gave me some courses. I did that, but then I wasn't expecting the bureaucracy of a university, so I was never able to start a PhD.
Damn it. Yeah. So you can't fast sprint that journey, unfortunately. You should actually, because it's not that important to get the master. It's more exciting to make a PhD because you really, really dig in on a very, very
Mhm.
big nerdy level. I love PhDs. So what
Yeah.
happened? What company did you start?
I started FoundMe, which was a student platform to help student entrepreneurs connect with like-minded entrepreneurs, or like students with an idea and connect them with students who like are like, I have some free time and I want to work on an idea, maybe co-found something.
Hmm?
And also with local like freelancers or local entities that can help starting entrepreneurs with like advice or finance or whatever.
When was
We
this?
launched that
How many years ago is this?
that like 2016, 17.
Because you are far ahead of the most prestigious university in the world. I was asked to help Oxford University. I'll be helping some of the entrepreneurs, and they enrolled last year an activity where they took the business guys from Said Business School and started matching them with the nerds over at the other part of the university, Oxford, so they could actually start building stuff. But you did
Here
that 8 years ago.
we are.
Well, you inspired Oxford, I guess.
Yeah, it was like it was a hard one with like business model because we were actually targeting universities. We were also in the UK and we were in France and we were in the Netherlands and we were in Belgium. But like these people knew that that would become a thing, and I'm glad that they finally realized that that is a must-have to connect these people together.
Yeah,
But yeah, the business model was shit.
but you got traction with people matching and all that, or what?
Yeah, but at some point, we were also so a university for their students. It was a hard one, so we didn't want to have the students paying for it. We were thinking like maybe university can pay for it. So
Mm.
we made like local communities, and the matchmaking started within your own university first, and then it started to look for other universities in the neighborhood, and then only then it went to a city level, and then it connected people that weren't in a university, and then it connected two cities together, and it just the radius increased and increased. um
I
but
guess
that's all nice.
Facebook style.
Sorry, Becky.
I'm saying Facebook style. It sounds like the same strategy Facebook had.
Yeah, but our thing was so Facebook did it physically, so you could only join from that university. We did it like everybody could join, but we pinpointed your geolocation and your university that you were enrolled in, and the algorithm just did the matching and automatically broadened your matching.
Nice.
But yeah,
You couldn't
then
make
we
money on
went
it.
to yeah, no. So we went to city councils as well. They were willing to pay for it, but yeah, it's not big bucks. So it was all cool until it wasn't anymore.
Damn it. Nice. Wow. What then happened?
Yeah, so then I was involved in the community of startups a little bit, and I hated business cards. Um, so yeah, I never wanted business cards. So then the idea of Cardify just evolved, and we first called it HyperCards and digital business cards, where you could share your details using NFC and QR code and get details instantly back from someone without them needing to have an app or a business card at all. That was the idea. It soon evolved into a product that we wanted salespeople to have, so they could be at a fair, at a conference, meet someone, and when they meet someone, they could instantly share their brochures, website URLs, whatever, and also track what that person did on their details. So when you meet 100 people at a conference, you're tapping away. At the end, you enter in your hotel room and you literally can see, hey, who has been engaging with me? Who has been, who should I follow up with, essentially? So that was the big idea. We were gaining some traction. We had just did a funding round in, I think that was 2019, like the
So you're
summer when COVID
5 years
happened.
away from. How old are you now, by the way? Sorry.
32.
Young lad. Okay. Sorry, continue.
So the big issue there was COVID, actually.
I heard about
There were
it.
no conferences anymore.
Yeah. So what then? What did you do? Apart from
We first
getting a
thought,
depression and sitting and crying, I'm joking.
yeah, no, that all was okay. I think the first few months we thought that would just fly over, and we were just, yeah, we were developing, but yeah, nothing was happening. Then, of course, the conferences stopped. Then we thought, okay, this is not normal anymore. Um, so we just raised a funding round. So that was luckily, so we could start a little bit of pivoting, which is what we did. First, we did it inside Cardify, but soon some investors said like it's getting confusing, the name, with what you're doing. So we were tracking salespeople, but purely digital. We were tracking their prospects and trying to find out, hey, you're talking to someone over email, they're visiting your website, they're downloading your content. What are the chances they're going to buy? So we were doing that. And yeah, it was getting confusing. The name Cardify had nothing to do with it. So we decided, okay, let's take it all out, take it out of this product. Let's give it a new name, which was then Lead Camp. And let's launch that as a completely new product with a different vision. Let's keep Cardify on the side for now. You never know when the conferences will come back. But yeah, unfortunately, when they came back, we were too much into Lead Camp that we tried it a few times to get Cardify back off the ground, but it was a little bit harder. The good thing is people understood what a QR code and NFC were because of COVID, so that was nice. But yeah, it wasn't too much. It was too much to handle two different products with a team of 3 people.
So you were all three co-founders, owning
I was the
firms,
only
or
co-founder.
ah,
I was the only
okay,
co-founder. I made someone a co-founder like near the end of Lead Camp. Then we started talking about, yeah, no, not near the end, but like in the last year, let's say.
interesting. Um, I like traction and sales and stuff like that. I'd like to learn what did you do to create the first traction in Lead Camp?
Um, yeah, this is the hard one because I'm terrible at sales.
Says the guy who has a sales podcast. Okay.
Yeah. Initially, the idea was there to learn from the others that I invited.
Ah, that's genius, because that's what I exactly thought about it when we had it. You also have a colleague in Holland, Johan Hoffman, who has Redditors. I assume you know him as well.
Mhm.
He does the same. And it's genius to make a podcast to learn how you actually do it for real. Did you learn
Yeah.
something then?
Yeah, I did. Apparently, you need to make phone calls.
Yeah. And how did that go?
Not very well because I hate phone calls. So yeah. But there's some things called cold emails as well, and people are not believing in that. Um, yeah, no. Yeah, the initial traction, I think it was always a hard one. I think we never got to a point where we say like, "Hey, this is really working out." I think everything was on our side in terms of timing. Um, we were I think we were at the right time at the right moment, and then some companies started to sign up, and we were able to really help them, and then help them see the value, and then with that, there was like a word of mouth effect that we noticed with some other companies who were like startups and that sort of. We did have a few larger companies as well signing up, and so that was super nice to see that we were getting in that space. But then we came at the critical point where we're like we either need to raise money or we have an issue. So that is not a good spot to be in.
No, when you're
um,
stuck.
yeah, so it's like a point where you like either say we need larger companies joining us and becoming a client so we can show the traction and raise a round. But on the other side, you're like, yeah, but that costs money. So because I'm not the best salesperson, I didn't know where to start. So we were relying on like, okay, we're gonna hire an SDR, for example, or someone.
Hmm?
And eventually, with some investors, we ended up at that spot. Like, okay, we're gonna invest a little bit more money to give this a go, and to indeed acknowledge that you're not the best salesperson, uh, and try it that way. But then we did some wrong hires, and like all the things that can go wrong went wrong. So at some point, that was like, okay, what do you do? So that was a tough couple of months. I think
Hmm?
that was definitely 6 months to a year. That was quite tough because you know like you're onto something, but you don't have the resource to go after it. You cannot do a lot of advertisement, even though you see that the ads that we were running were working, like all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah. But no
yeah,
money.
that's
So,
yeah, indeed. So that's a hard one.
so how did you come out of the valley of death?
Yeah, so luckily for us, there was a company. I don't know if I can disclose this actually, but yeah, let's not do name dropping. But there was a
Oh.
company that was interested in buying us. They just did a merger. Uh, I think if I tell you around this, you can easily find out who this is. But there was once a company that did a merger with a German company, and they were like, "Hey, we're in the lead generation space, and this is like a nice addition to what we are doing."
Hmm?
I was like, "Hey, I can see that. That's nice." So we started talking. It was in like September. I don't know the year anymore. I think
We're in 24
2021.
now. Okay.
Yeah,
3
no,
years
so
ago.
I'm 23, 22. Yeah, I think it was in October of 21 that we started talking. Went over into 2022. No, it has to be 2022 to 2023. Okay. Anyway, so we started talking, we started doing due diligence, all that sort of stuff. We started chatting with one of the founders of the one company. Then we started talking to the founder of the other company. We noticed that there was some things they didn't agree upon, even though the vision was super clear. It was super nice. But at that moment, Team Blue actually bought Lead Info a few months back. And we were like, hey, like, I can see that synergy. That's like 100%. You find the leads on your website and you reach out to them, fully automated, and you can find out if they are engaging with you. I thought, like, this is gold. That was all the other company that we were talking to. That was also like, it gave us that energy to go into that sort of conversations. And then eventually Lead Info also knew that we were talking to the other company. And I think that gave them a little bit more inspiration of how it could be. And then it suddenly, like, the deal fell through in, like, I think 3 or 4 months. I think we had 1 week left on the bank. It was like that sort of situation. Yeah.
And then you got sold, or what? What happened? Then you merged it, or what happened?
Yeah, so it was an acqui-hire. Basically, they wanted the technology inside their product, and both me and the co-founder Bert. We're still working there. So we did the integration. LeadCamp is gone completely. We completely rebuilt it. It's also a more light version. We're gonna expand it with more features that we had in the day. But currently, like, it does LinkedIn and email automation based on your website visitors. We're there definitely till the end of this year.
That would
So
save
we're
me a
already
lot of
in.
time.
Sorry.
I guess no, because I get many of my clients as a mentor on LinkedIn, and I'm
Mm.
not, I have a MrRaw.com. I don't know who's visiting, but that's actually a genius connection. I should
Yeah.
go try it. Great. I got two things to get out of this. Great. No, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it works like a charm. So we have a large database of contacts, of course, and we just automate and automatically reach out to the decision maker of that company. So that's all super cool, and it's what we dreamed of. At some point with LeadCamp, we thought, like, the only thing we're missing is website identification, because then we can fully automate that funnel.
Yeah.
But Clearbit was the only provider of that, and they were not budging on the price. So yeah, there was just no way it was getting through without putting 50 to 100K on the table. And of course, if you already knew, we didn't have that money.
Wow. So what then? So what now? What are you doing?
Yeah, so now I'm leading the how do you call that? The head of product growth autopilot, whatever. So I'm leading, basically, it's product marketing that I'm doing. Currently strictly for autopilot. I did it also for a few other things of Lead Info, but to remain focused, I stripped it back a little bit. But we're already in talks. Maybe we're gonna stay after the initial period and do some other cool stuff. I like really product marketing. It's really my thing.
Hmm?
Also working strategically and just getting things done. But then now it's at a larger scale. Like, we have 12,000 customers, so we can do it everything you do is at a larger scale. So you
Yeah.
have instant feedback, you have instant, like, it's startup-y but at a different scale. So that's cool.
Tell me, what? Because now you've been a founder for so many years. Uh, what is the hardest thing being a founder?
I think uncertainty.
Hmm? Or lack of.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that definitely. Looking back, as I said, I was never good at really hardcore sales, or that people call it founder sales and whatnot. I knew it existed, I knew it had to be done, but I just couldn't figure it out. Um, which is also a hard thing, but that's particularly for founders who don't like sales, I would say.
Yeah.
But I think every founder has some type of uncertainty dealing with. Especially, I always had like a fight or flight thing triggered when the bank account went below 100K. That was like for me, that was the zero line. It was just
Yeah.
increased, but if you go below that point and you're not raising money, you're dead in a few months.
Yeah.
So that was also, yeah, that was not super nice. Yeah.
So wow. So now you're 32. What's going to happen? So you'll be out of the contract deal in 6 months' time, I presume, and then you're going to do something crazy, or let's see what's happening.
Yeah, no, so I always told myself I'm never going to go back in software, definitely not founding it, with my lack of sales background. I was talking to someone yesterday who's an excellent sales guy, and what I do notice is that uh, you attract some people through an acquisition, even though maybe it wasn't a multi-billion acquisition. But yeah, maybe, and never say never, but if I meet the right person who can do the sales side, maybe you can found something then. But what I'm currently doing is I'm back in the
I know
music
one,
scene,
Bram.
so I sorry.
I'm saying I know one, Bram.
Yeah, yeah, well, never say never.
Exactly.
But currently it's never. Um, But I'm back in the music scene. I just launched an artist management firm with a couple of bands, and I'm thinking of joining a friend in a beer brand actually. So I'm marketing something completely different. So that's cool.
That sounds cool, especially about the music, because I didn't realize we have so much in common. Because I also, I was the front figure my entire life of the bands I've been in. I was a professional musician between 17 and 24, playing all
Nice.
around in Denmark, singing my songs, singing other people's songs, and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
I guess you could agree with me. Once you stood up on that stage, you want to go back.
yeah. You
That's the
never get
best
rid of that
drug in the
feeling.
world.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Especially, yeah, it's something. Yeah, in back in the days, I ruined my voice. I didn't warm up enough. So now I notice that after a day of speaking, it's like, or sometimes if I'm singing, it's just like it blocks. So I never can go back to that. Um,
Oh, you
so
just have to train. You have to train.
yeah,
Uh,
but that's another thing. Then you need time and whatnot.
no.
So I think for me, as strategic as I am and how
Yeah.
marketing minded as I want to be, artist management and artist branding and marketing and
Mm.
publishing and touring is really where I get energy from. You're still in the game, you're still in the scene, you're still at the festival, so you get all the good
You're still
stuff and you get that
backstage.
adrenaline kick. Um, but you're also doing the other part that you love, so that's why that is my cup of tea.
Wow, that's amazing. Bram, thank you for this fantastic interview. It's so nice to see you again. And guys out there, check out his check out his company. Maybe even check out. Do you have some links for you as an artist? By the way, I can share, or at least watch myself. I want to see you, man.
No, I don't put out anything, unfortunately.
Okay, no problem. Well,
No,
stay on
thanks
the
for
line.
thanks for having me, Mr. Raw.
You are certainly welcome, and congratulations with everything. I'm really really proud to have been little tiny part of your journey, pushing you
Thank you for
to
that.
do a few phone calls. So you went a little further, a little
Yeah,
faster, a little better.
yeah, indeed.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Have a great day, and that goes for everyone else who's listening to this. Have a great day. Have a raw day, and stay raw.
Hell yeah.